Okay, this is Mike Merlin Means of Merlin Public Media, and tonight we have an episode of Small Business Talk. We talk with owners of small businesses, well, anywhere. So tonight we have
David from Paws BBQ.
Honey Paws BBQ. Okay, I love the name, by the way. It brings some really some barbecue images. I mean, it's
Right.
so tell me about Honey Paws BBQ.
Well, it started. I've been dabbling around with barbecue for a long time, and then I've been smoking meat for a while just for us and the family, and then it really didn't start until we moved in with her brother, and her brother had a bunch of people all coming and going because he had his little thing going,
Uh-huh.
his little hustle. And they always smelled what I was cooking. They're like, dude, like, can I taste it? Like, and they always tell me, like, dude, I would buy this. And me, I'm coming to Monday, like, oh, you gonna buy this? All right, let's make a deal. Let's make something happen.
Yeah.
So every time they came over, I just started selling it to his friends, and later on, like, dude, their friends told their friends, like, dude, you got something here. And her brother's like, dude, just sell it, man, just do it. And me with just everything else, I'm just going, just fuck it, just do it.
Yeah.
So,
you started out word of mouth, and now you're out there everywhere, and you're doing orders and catering and all kinds of fun stuff. So,
yeah.
tell me about your menu.
Oh, okay. Well, the menu. Let me get the website real quick. Because the thing is with the menu, it's kind of like whatever I get a hair up my ass trying to play with.
I get that.
I'm trying to bring his. I don't eat fish, but my buddy, he's a fisherman, so he goes out and fishes for like wahi or mahi mahi or whatever you want, however you want to say that.
Uh-huh.
Bluefin, yellowfin tuna, and kind of.
So he's a big time fisher.
Yeah. And he has his bait and tackle shop in Carson City in California, and just that he's like, dude, like the meat out here, and especially fish, he says it sucks, but if you were able to do smoked fish, especially bluefin, yellowfin tuna, and kind of like swordfish and stuff like that, is all that's a game changer.
Oh yeah, man.
So I'm trying to bring that. Make a deal with him that at a decent rate.
Yeah, well, of course.
I make some. There's right now. There's not enough meat on the bone for me to do it.
Sure, I get that.
You ain't
making a profit. There ain't no point in doing it.
But I sit here and just like everything else, you got to educate yourself on what you're doing and testing your test kitchen.
Oh sure.
Because you can't sell nothing you're not going to eat.
No.
I hope it's good. Because there are people that are going to come back, and I especially about this town. What I found is if you do something good in this town, it's hard to get a review. It's hard to get. Oh yeah, it was good. Oh, but if you do something bad in this town,
they're right on it. It's everywhere.
They're quick to light you up. They're worse than a wildfire.
Oh yeah.
I gotta pick up a small little brawl.
Yeah. Okay, so we were talking menu.
Yeah, this is gonna be edited, right?
Yeah, that part. I don't usually do that, but I'll make an exception this time.
I appreciate it. Yeah, the menu. I mean, it's like when I went to a couple of all these barbecue places in California, like Dickie's and Lucille's.
Oh, Lucille's.
Yeah, and they had just basically the potato salad and macaroni salad and beans and coleslaw, for that.
Yeah.
But when I watch all these barbecue competition videos and these other companies, when I went to that, I was like, dude, what are these? I knew about bacon wrap jalapeno poppers. Who doesn't? But an armored leg, I'm like, dude, what is that? So I was like, dude, I want to try that. And as soon as I tried it enough times to get it where it doesn't look like a spaceship or looks edible. I start selling them.
Uh-huh.
Just like like the Texas potatoes. I mean, that's one of my favorites. Like I got bored one day and I thought, oh, okay, I use my Texas brisket seasoning. What happens if I use this in my potatoes? Oh shit, this actually tastes really good.
Oh, that's half of cooking is being willing to experiment. We did an experiment here at the house last night, and well, uh,
It either goes good or bad or goes, eh.
now this was like all the way bad, and we don't do that very often. But you know what? When you do it, you claim it. Okay, that was crap. Okay, move on. Something new.
Right. It just, I get, and then, that's how I came up with my Texas corners. Okay, well, my Texas corners, okay, I like corn, but I like bell peppers. And what can I do to make it different? What can I do to make it my own? Let's try, a couple different seasonings that I use on my rubs and stuff like that. Let's throw that in there. Let's throw this in there. Let's throw that in there. Everybody knows, elote, but I'm trying to stay away from elote and make it barbecue.
Right.
And so I just started screwing with it and tasting it. And actually, my first taste tester was my bug guy, my guy that comes to my house and sprays for bugs.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I was like, here, Mike, taste this. And he's like, dude, this is amazing. What is this? I was like, I don't know. It's made today.
I need a name. Help me with a name.
I was like, I don't have a name. I was like, is it good? He's like, yeah, dude, this is good. He's like, who made this? I did. He's like, when? I was like, right now. I was like, oh, okay. So I just got to, seasoning and start doing that and mixing it in. And it just turned good. And then, of course, you got, the corn, the cob, and the salads and the beans, because you got to have the classics. If you're selling barbecue, you got to have the classics, too.
Yeah, you got to have beans, man. That's it. I mean,
And then we're doing the smoked cream cheese, which is really good with like some salsa on it.
ooh.
But actually, yeah, it's smoked cream cheese. I throw the seasoning on there. I let it here for me about 20 minutes, and then I throw on the smoker until about golden brown. So it takes about 2 hours on like a low heat because it's cream cheese after all.
Yes, yeah.
And then actually I did mine with a little bit of barbecue sauce. I was like, damn, this is bomb. I grabbed me a beer and I started eating some cream cheese. And my wife walked in, I'm like, what are you doing? I was like, try this. And she's like, oh, I like this without the barbecue sauce. So she put a little sauce on hers, and man, it was good.
I'll put barbecue sauce on almost anything. So.
Oh yeah, like there's a barbecue sauce out. If you come down, I'll introduce you to. It's made by a Blues Hog. It's called raspberry chipotle sauce.
Ooh.
And that sauce changed my life.
Yeah.
It's good on. My son even put it on inside of a tamale, and it was good. I was like, dude, if this is on a tamale, put sauce on a tamale and it tasted good. This is some good shit. But yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean, but as far as the meats, you got to have the meats. You got to have the pulled pork. You got to have the brisket, the chicken breast.
Yeah.
I just added the grilled chicken breast and the shredded chicken to the menu just not too long ago. Because the thing is, with chicken breast, it doesn't have a lot of fat on it, so it tends to dry out.
Right, quick. Yep.
But I found a way to watching a bunch of videos, kind of make it my own and kind of still have that moisture in it.
Right.
So there's just, I mean, the information's out there. It's just how much do you want to play with it?
Oh, sure.
And then when brisket prices was like $110 for a 10-pound brisket,
that was
go to
crazy.
Check Roast. I seasoned it just like a brisket, and I smoked it just like a brisket for about 14 hours, and it turned out pretty good. I just found the fattiest chuck roast I could find, seasoned it, for a couple hours to make sure it starts sweating, and threw in the smoker for and I was like, yeah, I'm broke, and this is about broke as I can get, so why not?
People do not understand the time involved in smoking.
Yeah, the average brisket's about 18 hours. Pulled pork I do for about 16 hours. And sometimes I got a babysitter with the offset smokers, just because I want that. I want that taste.
Uh-huh.
I really want that taste, that smell. Like you come from Texas.
Uh-huh.
Texas all about big, bold in your face flavors, and that's
Oh,
what
sure.
And I like the Tex-Mex is kind of the spicy side too.
Yeah.
So my cookie's more for me it's like Tex-Mex. I like a little bold, but it's a little has a little just a tad bit of kick in there.
Yeah, you got to have a little heat in there, man.
But my pulled pork I like sweet, so I cook sweet.
Uh-huh.
You know, because I mean everyone like it tastes like bacon almost, but with barbecue sauce on a sandwich, man, it's like oh yeah, and you got that smoke flavor behind it. You're like yeah, this is you put that on a Hawaiian roll.
Uh-huh.
I mean, like 5 of those, so I make myself sick. I'm like, oh yeah, I could have done this. That's where the extra belt buckle comes in.
Yeah.
Belt. I was at 4 dots, now I'm at 2 dots, and I got
Well, that's what's the old saying? Never trust a skinny cook.
right. That's one of my favorite things to cook is the brisket and the ribs, man. That's one of my favorite things I like to cook. Because the brisket, each one's different. Even though I season all the same, I do the same thing. I cook them for the same amount of time with the same ingredients.
Yep.
It's just sometimes one's more juicier, one has more of a taste to it. I season it, I put it in the fridge for about a day, and it's just I don't know. It's just something about the meat.
Yeah, the something different in each cut. I used to do not the same type of stuff, but I worked at a Jewish delicatessen years back, and we would do brisket. I don't know, maybe once or twice a month. And
Right.
being the bakery guy, I had to do it because I came in at 4 o'clock in the morning, and by the next day lunch it was ready because you season it and then you let it stand and then you take it out, you let it come up to room temperature and blah blah blah, and then you reseason it. And then we did um onions, celery. It's been too many years. Onion, celery, and something just minced. Okay, and we just slathered the whole top of it, and it would bake it at about 200, and it would take, 8-10 hours.
Right. And it just falls apart, and that's
Oh yeah, I mean, slice some of that. No, man, sorry, you can't. You're gonna get a chunk.
that's how it is. Um, like for example, Saturday at this upcoming Slabarama, we'll be doing brisket on Saturday. Um, on Friday, we're doing pulled pork, pulled chicken, mac and cheese, and my Texas corn. So yeah, if you feel up to it, come on down. I'll hook you up the sample.
I'd love to. So what is so it's a tell me about the event.
So it's called Slabarama. It's our second year entering. The first year entering, it blew my mind because here I see these barbecue teams from Kansas City, from Texas. See these first place Kansas City barbecue winner, and I didn't know what the hell that was. I watched videos. I was like, oh shit, I saw them on YouTube. Like here I am cooking right next to me. Hey, that's cool, but it's barbecue, and the thing is, I expected them kind of there's some people stuck up, stuck up, but
Oh sure, of course.
oh, I do this and I do that. But next to me, I had they were called Salt City Barbecue out of Utah, and they were cool as shit. I learned a lot from them. And the other one was called Seven Sins Barbecue. They'll be there this year again. They were cool as shit. They were giving away bacon wrapped meatballs. How do you go wrong with bacon wrapped meatballs?
I don't know, man. That just sounds wicked.
Yeah, it was good. Dipped in some barbecue sauce. I put some of that raspberry chipotle sauce on it, and man, I was like, man, this is fire. This is bomb.
So everything's got to be done on site for the contest?
Yes. So as far as I know, there's going to be over 30 competitors, but only a handful of people who are sampling, because a lot of them come from out of state. I think one's come from Canada too. So yeah, they come all over from because it's a Kansas City barbecue sanctioned event, so they get points. And at the end of the year, from my understanding, at the end of the year, they draw up all the points and they do like a grand championship finale kind of thing.
Oh wow! So
Yeah.
you're literally walking in the door with raw meat.
Yes. Though I mean, for example, for tasting, they only supply the ribs, which is amazing because ribs are expensive.
Yes, they are.
But as far as everything else, we got to provide with raw meat. The health inspector got to come and temp the meat, of course.
Of course.
You know, got to have your stations cleaned and all the good stuff.
Right.
Have everything to par. So they're a big thing because you're dealing with raw meat. So everything
Mhm.
before you even cook it, the health inspector looks at it, okays you, then it's time to get busy. So everybody's cooking on site, which is cool because you can smell that barbecue in there. You're like, oh, dude, this is heavy. Did I die yet? You smell these big smokers. I mean, when we first did it last year, I saw these big eye guys with the horse trailers, $100,000, rigs. I'm like, dude, like this is here I am with my Walmart pop-up tent that's full of, and and like two Traegers, man. I'm like, yeah, this is. I felt like I was ghetto, But yeah, compared to these other guys who have these custom-made rigs and custom-made barbecues, but the thing is, it's all about barbecue. So it's all about bringing people together and showing love and love for, I would say, the sport, because it's kind of a sport, I guess.
Kind of.
But
Now that you're kind of explaining it to me, yeah.
you know, but love of food. Basically, if you're a foodie, you have to try it. Me, I'm a foodie. I like tasting other people's barbecue because it gets me inspired to do better.
Oh,
See
sure.
how can I make more flavor? How can I change my flavors around to make it better?
Huh?
Because they say as soon as you get comfortable, that's when
it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's over.
I'm always trying to.
Same as any other, and cooking is an art form.
Right.
Same as any other art. Once you get comfortable, complacent, like I'm really good, then you're done. You're not going to get any better ever.
Right. So I'm always trying to push my limit. I'm watching barbecue videos. I'm watching. There's a guy that I'm trying to get a handful of people in town. He's called Harry Sue. I talked to him on TikTok. TikTok's a great outlet, by the way, for barbecue.
Okay.
There's a bunch of other people on TikTok. These big old competitors on TikTok. And they're really responsive kind of quickly, so I like it. I mentioned a couple of these guys like, hey, can you teach me something? I mean,
yeah,
demo video, and oh, he does this. Oh, I can do this too.
Yeah,
and it's nothing rocket science, and that's what I like about it. Yeah, everyone has their secret rubs and their secret recipes, and sure. Grandma's 100-year-old recipe they went to the grave with. But the thing is, mostly it's all, salt, pepper, garlic, onion, paprika, and then the list goes on.
Yes.
But you got to have the basic salt, pepper, garlic, and onion. That's standard.
Yeah.
Because without those flavors, it's like, meh,
Right.
Unless it's pork. But I mean, for beef, for a steak, no one likes a bland steak.
No.
I like, when I'm buying a steak, I want a bland piece of meat, I expect some flavor out of it. Like, dude, this is amazing.
And I mean, any meat is so expensive anymore. It's just it's crazy.
Just like eggs are $8 for a dozen.
Well, and the nice thing about that is I got 3 chickens in the backyard, so I'm a rich man.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to go to your house and hey, buy some eggs. But another thing I like to do is Kahlua pork. I've done a couple of them last year, and it's like Hawaiian style pork.
Okay.
And it's like I use the volcanic salt, which is kind of black, but it's a different style.
Yeah, black salt. Okay.
Yeah, black salt, and I use pink Himalayan salt and Hawaiian salt.
Okay.
And it just cooks differently. So it's real salty, but when I do that with Kahlua rice or sticky rice, I would say, the saltiness and the rice blend, you mix it together. It's like I put on a Hawaiian roll. I do this is amazing.
Huh.
it's interesting how these flavors come together, and that's what I like about cooking because you can do 10 different flavors. If you think it has no chance, or you go, oh yeah, this gonna be over salty or too much
Uh-huh.
pepper, and you put it in your mouth like, wow, this actually works really well.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of like because it's half the time I'm just messing around with things.
Well, sure.
And the downfall is I make something phenomenal. I'm like, dude, this is amazing. I want to put this on my menu, and I forget how to make it.
Been there.
Like yeah, So, but yeah, this competition, man, it pushed me to do better this year because last year I was unprepared. I didn't know what the hell was going on. People were asking me for samples. I didn't know the health inspector already cleared me, so I was in there for like 2 hours, not cooking nothing. I was kind of like late to the finish line, just to the start line,
Yeah.
And I didn't know what the hell was going on. We didn't know we had to do a lot of different things. It was just interesting. But in the second day, we're like, okay, we got this. We shift gears. We got back in the race. And what was funny, we actually placed better for our pork than some of these local guys. I was like, yes, at least I beat these local guys. But yeah, we did, Motor Trend, that's part of the Discovery Channel. We did an off-road event for them and they loved it. We just finished Harley Davidson, and they said they loved it too. So like, it's nice to know. I ask people's honest opinions. Like, dude, you ain't gonna make me cry. I don't care what you call me.
Yeah.
Just don't call me late for dinner.
Yeah, well, there's that, but yeah, tell me exactly what you think, and because I can't make it better ever without an honest opinion, and because I like it doesn't mean most people are gonna like it.
Right, and I do my best to post all the reviews that from just I gotta take off the names and numbers, of course.
Of course.
Text messages and stuff like that. But I do my best to post everyone's honest review, good or bad. I haven't got the only okay review I've gotten was that they ran out of meat.
Okay.
They ordered for 60 and they got 100 people.
Oh, that's not on you though, man. I mean, it looks like it is, but it's not.
Yeah, they're like, well, you say you do more. I was like, well, I always put on my invoices up to 60 or up to 80.
Yeah.
I can't, especially when we're not serving the correct portions. I can't guarantee it's going to feed 60 people. I can't guarantee it's going to feed 80 people.
Right.
Because there's guys like me, big eaters, and we get, especially brisket when we don't have it. Come on, man, you're bound to stuff yourself in it. Oh,
yep.
You take a little bit more than you should on your plate. But
so, how does this competition work? Because you said you're going in tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow's the early. So Thursday is the pre-setup. It's the earliest you can go there to set up your gear. I'm bringing I think 10 smokers with me.
Jesus.
Yeah, because last year I was unprepared. I didn't know what the hell was going on. They gave us close to like 40 something racks of ribs.
Oh my!
And I didn't really have a place to freeze them or keep them. So what did I do? I cooked them. I seasoned them. I cooked them. And I was cooking a lot of ribs and a lot of pork, stuff like that last year. But this year I'm taking, freezers, I'm taking refrigerators, taking ice chests, waters and, stuff like that.
So but they're giving you power?
Yeah, we had to pay for power. It's $100 for power.
Okay, I can see with all the refrigerators and freezers, yes. It's going to use that up.
Yeah, for Thursday, I want to be camping there just because I'm having all my grills there. I don't want to do it Friday when there's other people with these huge rigs. They already know what's going to come. These guys, like last year, this guy came with a triple axle rig with a brand new Ford F-350. I'm like, dude, this is, you don't need competition. Your rig is almost more than my house is worth. Then your truck is worth, all my vehicles combined and then some.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you have $100,000 truck plus $100,000 trailer. He's like, dude, you're more than what I have. You
Yeah.
know, what are you here for? you know, but yeah, so we're just going to go out there and have a good time and cook, and that's and what I'm looking for out of this competition again for us is that since our second year doing, I'm more and more prepared, more knowing, okay, this is what to more expect. So I'm not so blindsided and stargaze.
Yeah.
Because that's really what it was like, dude, like, look at the smoker and look at this. But yet, now that I've done it for a whole year after that, our catering business has improved and our meat quality has improved. Our menu, we actually have a menu now, and, things have gone up, you know. Food trailers, I'm looking at get one custom built because I can't find anything that will really suit all of our needs.
Yeah.
Because half of these trailers, I mean, they're like, okay, yeah, it has this, has that. I'm not trying to find it because I cook everything on the smoker. Why do I need an oven? you know,
Don't need an oven. Don't need a grill.
So I'm like, oh, you need this. Like, why? Yeah, I get smokers. I get hot coals outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff that we're just trying to customize and take our time to do. Because as soon as you start rushing things, that's when you start screwing up.
Oh, yes.
I start rushing this. I start rushing this pork. I forgot I had chicken legs that's not 100% thawed yet. I'm like, oh, geez, what am I going to do?
Yeah. Planning is everything.
Right. So yeah, so we had enough to plan. I'm just kind of excited that we get to go out there and cook for the public because doing catering it kills us. Can you do a plate of brisket? I give you a whole brisket. I'm sorry, I can't do a plate. Well,
yeah,
because the thing is, we're only cooked to order. So
sure.
this gives us an opportunity to the public say, hey, come try us. We're local. We're good. We've had a bunch of great reviews, and I'm looking for more great feedback and reviews.
Sure. Yeah. That's the business, and you got to get it out there and get people tasting it and talking about you. And speaking of talking about you, there's going to be people listening here that are going to say, okay, great. The guy does great ribs and he has great beans and he does it. But how the hell do I get a hold of him?
Sure. You go to the quickest way to give me a call on my cell phone number.
Okay.
That's the direct way is 928-366-3562. That's the quickest way to get a hold of me. The next best way to get a hold of me is email me, honeypawsbbq@gmail.com.
Okay.
Honey, honey, paw, like bear paws.
Yep.
It's Teddy. That's how we got the name, by the way. We like honey because we like sweet things. Paw, my son's teddy bear, and we like barbecue.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I was wondering where that came from because it is a good name.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of people, trying to, oh yeah, you need a different name and this and that. I'm like, I like it, it suits us. It's just a family-based business. I got the kids involved. They all have their health cards. So I made sure before we did nothing, made sure they know they took the little health card test and they all passed. Right. You got to taught these kids how to cook chicken and brisket. Teaching these kids how to do something. They're sitting here and watching on YouTube. But yeah, the quickest way to reach us is call me first. If I don't answer, I respond well to text messages too. Hey, I'm looking for a quote. I got a party at 20. Mm-hmm. One of the funny is our first gig was like 320 people. That was one of our first gigs. I was like, whoa. I was like, how am I going to do this? 320 hungry people, and they're like, oh wow. We pulled it off at the last minute. We're still, it started at 4, chicken got done at 3:30.
Nice.
We still had a half an hour drive. So I sent my wife and one of my buddies with some meat, and I'm still cooking the other meat. It's like, go, at least we can, get it started. Because chicken is one of those things where you gotta make sure the temperature's right.
Oh God, yes.
And if you ever get pissed off when your chickens might give it over here, I'll cook it up for you.
Oh, okay. They're never going to see an oven. They're part of the family.
Okay.
It's but they're. I'm not going to go into chickens because I could talk about them for 3 days. But they do so much for us more than just giving us eggs.
Right.
But they're. I love those girls, and maybe we're going to get another one this year. I don't know.
You should get another one. Just like how I don't need another smoker, but probably I'll get another one too. But yeah, we offer desserts and we offer the whole menu. And if you don't see something on the menu, just ask, because it's hard to put everything on the menu.
Sure.
And I even do a smoked fajitas. I cook them on the grill. I smoke them. So I smoke the bell peppers. I smoke the chicken, and I cook everything on the smoker.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
that sounds good.
It is good. It's one of my favorites, and that's how the kids like it. The kids became bougie. All my friends come over, like, dude, what you got, man? I know you cooking something. I was like, yeah, I'm cooking something. I'm always cooking something. Because they know I'm always playing with different flavors and different foods, and I would like to get into, like, for example, I cooked my first hog. One of my customers, she gave me a wild hog that she shot, and she's like, "Can you smoke it?" I was like, "Well, I can't sell it because it's not, FDA approved."
Right.
But I can cook it for us, and we can taste it.
Yeah.
And it was different from pork.
Yeah.
It was more leaner than pork.
Oh, definitely.
It was good though. I ate it. But yeah, I mean,
turkey.
I've done last year we done turkeys for that monster truck rally. So they ordered 7 by themselves, but other people ordered turkeys. This year we did only 5 turkeys for orders. Well, 2022 we only did 5 years. I mean, yeah, 5 turkeys last year, but 2021 we did like 14 turkeys. And that was, turkey's a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean that's no small thing to smoke. I mean,
yeah, and that's another thing I watch out, make sure it's not too dry, and not too, gotta make sure the temperatures that you're poking them with probes.
Oh yeah, all the time, and that's the problem. The problem is just that is every time you probe it, you've got a moisture loss.
Right. And so I always try to probe it when I think it's close to being done.
Right.
Okay, I probe it here in the leg. Make sure between the leg and the breast. Okay, gotta make sure that's good. Poking the breast, poking the other side, then poking his ass, or the head, wherever it comes from.
Yeah.
So I always do like 4 pokes, but it's always the last one. I already know it's done, but I just want to double check for.
Oh, sure.
It's always better to play safe than sorry.
Yeah, especially with poultry, you don't want to take that risk.
Yeah, same with pork, we always make sure it's to temp. But meat, you can always, someone asked me for a half raw burger when we did a competition. Give me, where we're still like kind of bloody, just 10 seconds on each side. I'm like, bro, I can't really do that. Then I went to the bathroom. Next thing I know, he cooked himself a burger. I'm like, bro, serious?
Well, that's. I worked with a chef a long time ago, and he liked his steaks what's called black and blue.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what that is?
I know exactly what black and blue is.
And most people will gag at the thought.
Yeah, it's barely warm.
Yeah, sear the top, flip it, sear the bottom, put it on a plate, walk away, done.
Yeah.
And back when we ate beef, that's what Juanita likes. She likes it like still kind of moving on the plate. And I'm like, I got to have medium rare, man.
Give me at least medium rare.
Mm-hmm.
So it was cool this competition. My son's actually entering the state competition for kids.
Oh, wow. Cool.
So, yeah, we're really excited for him. Because we asked the other 2 kids, they're like, no, we're okay. But my son's like, yeah, I want to try it. I was like, hey, man, as long as you're willing to try it, we're willing to dish it out. Because, the kids are, everyone's future,
Sure.
Teach them how to cook.
Well, and that's, I'm gonna whine as an old man here. That's the problem with so many younger people. They don't know a damn thing about cooking anything.
Right.
I mean, you go to the store and you see pre-chopped fruits and vegetables, and I'm like, what? You can't operate a freaking knife? It bugs me.
And that's the thing. I don't come from a chef background. I come from a sales background.
Uh
But the thing is, I come from a like to eat background.
huh. And that's a good way to learn to cook.
So it's like you cook what you like.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we started doing. Like, my wife, she used to work for Disneyland, and they always had picture perfect presentation, and
Oh yes.
Disney's Disney. You
Yeah.
heard in Disney, about their food, about desserts, and everything has to look delicious.
Uh huh.
So I got, so she's entering the desserts this year,
Oh, cool.
as well as last year. She did 10th last year.
Hmm.
But yeah, so it's just not barbecue; it's desserts too. But with us, we offer just catering for right now, but it gives the public a good opportunity to taste our wares,
Uh huh.
and if they like it, they can order from us because we'll be handing out flyers and cards, and there's some
Oh,
stickers,
sure.
you know. But yeah, it's this Friday. On Friday they're doing 5 to 9, and then Saturday they're going to do 9 to 4, I believe.
Okay.
Uh, and believe me, time goes by quick when you're cooking.
And where's this at?
It's at Rotary Park in Bullhead City.
Okay. And who's the main sponsor? Who's running this thing?
The Rotary Club.
The Rotary Club. Okay. Well, the Rotary Club at Rotary Park. That makes sense.
Yeah. So it's just like I said, our second time doing it, and we're coming by more prepared. But thing is, I'm going to have close to 11 smokers there, and just the same thing. You got to police your area.
Oh yeah. God, yes.
And that's the only reason I'm camping there Thursday is because I want to get the best spot possible. Because it's only first come first serve.
Oh,
And,
okay.
yeah, so first come first serve, you get to pick your spot like they did last year.
Uh huh.
So I want right by the bathrooms because in case I need to go, I need to go.
Yeah. And now, yep.
And now,
Yeah, I do.
But yeah, so I mean, plus when everyone's coming back from bathroom and stuff like that, they see you guys right there. So it's also a great, a great spot to get at. So
kind of near the exit and entrance as well. Then,
right.
So you get the last shot at them when they're walking out the door.
Right, and they're gonna have a beer garden, a margarita bar, things for the kids, an axe throwing competition. They're having a bunch of stuff, but my thing is that we'll be focused on the barbecue, and everyone has a little secret menu, so I might bring something secret that's not on the menu, and have people taste. So I'm still debating on that because I got to see what I have and see what I can afford.
Yeah, I understand that part.
Like I said, meat's so darn expensive, but it's like. But the thing is, on another hand, I want to treat the public to something good.
Yeah.
But it's like, I also look at my wallet book and my pocketbook. I'm like,
yeah, it's a tough business to be in with meat prices doing what they've been doing.
Right.
But if you get out a good product and people find out about it, then hey, everything's fine.
And that's the thing. I mean, we can talk about barbecue all day long, but until you taste it for yourself, and that's what I'm really after is people going out there and tasting our product. Order something small, some chicken, order a brisket. Who doesn't want a brisket? Order a brisket for dinner, and guarantee you invite your friends. I think you because my friends always come over. Oh, you cook a brisket? I'll be there tonight.
Yeah.
Are you cooking this? Oh, I'll swing by. Okay, yeah, okay. Only swing by when I'm cooking, huh?
Well, it's an enticement. Right.
But yeah, I mean, my brisket is one of my favorite things I like to cook, but it takes so darn long.
Yeah, it does.
Through the 18 hours, on average of 18 hours cooking it. Sometimes I did it for 19 hours because it's stalled forever. because once it goes up and up and up, it just stalls. I'm like, okay, it stalled out at like 175.
Uh-huh.
Then you're okay. I'm cooking at 225, 220. What now? I cooked for another hour, still at 170. What's going on?
Yeah.
Then you start thinking, and I was like, I just let it ride. Whatever
Yeah,
it's done, it's done.
when it's done, it's done. And if you're planning far enough ahead for, the event you're cooking for, you're fine.
Right. So like my briskets, I normally do overnight. This way, I'm not rushing to do it
Yeah.
during the day. And it's for me, it works out like that because I'm more of a night owl than a day owl.
I used to
Day, I
be
need my
that way.
big cups of coffee and my pot of coffee ain't worth a damn still. You
With
know,
the gardening and stuff now, I am normally up around 5 or 6 without an alarm. So
right?
yeah, ooh.
Yeah, Mike. Like I said, man, if you get a chance, come on down. Tell whoever's listening to this, come on down. It should be a great event. So we're Honey Paws BBQ. We're local. We're here for the people, really, because if it wasn't for the people, we wouldn't be doing this.
Right.
And that's the bottom line. I mean, we're here because there's a need in town. Because when we started barbecuing, and my wife and her friends and her coworkers and her brother's friends were like, dude, you should sell this. But the thing is, I want a barbecue too. Where can I go buy a barbecue in town? Nowhere.
I don't know of anywhere, to be honest.
There's a place in the Riverside, but I heard they're bad. There's a couple of little places, little pop ups, um, little food trailers here in town.
Yeah.
I've had them all. They weren't bad, but they weren't great.
Uh-huh.
It's nothing to say like wow. Like when I went to Vegas, I've had some wow barbecue. Like wow,
Yeah.
this is good stuff. And when I had some Texas sausage for the first time, I'm like, wow, this is this is a game changer. I want some more of this.
When I get up to Vegas, I'd like to either stop at Lucille's or Famous Dave's.
Yeah, there's another place towards Henderson that I really want to try. They post all the time on Facebook and TikTok, and they do like a rib crown with like mac and cheese inside with barbecue
Ooh.
sauce and.
Oh, that sounds good.
Oh yeah, it's the way they present it. It looks like a crown with meat around it, with mac and cheese in the middle, topped with like some more meat. I think it's pulled pork that they do, and they give you like a French fries on top. I'm like, dude, this is
Wow, that's a feast.
yeah, that's what they call it, the king meal right there. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
that's I'm not going to copy them, but that's their thing. But that's why we started barbecue because no one else does it, and I want a barbecue when I wanted it to go
Yeah.
buy it. So what's the best? What my mom always tells me, it's like, you know what? If you want good food, you complain about all these other pieces, make it yourself.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So I got me a couple smokers, and my collection has been growing since the year. And my wife hates me for it, but
Well,
hey,
some days, but when you're world famous and touring in a $300,000 RV with another $100,000 truck and a $300,000 trailer behind it, and she'll be okay.
yeah, money in the bank, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Those will be paid, house will paid, cars paid,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's the main goal is I want to make sure people have good fresh food because when you start cooking barbecue, you'll start noticing difference between age of the meat, age of the when it's been cooked.
Uh-huh.
Like for example, I went to I started cooking my own stuff for a while, and I went to a chain. I won't say the chain restaurant, but we've all eaten there a couple of times.
Okay.
And I noticed that when I ate their brisket, I knew it was at least 3 or 4 days old.
Ah.
Because it didn't have that moisture in it when you squeeze it a little bit. It didn't have that juice coming out of it.
Yep.
Like, I know this has been reheated. And I know it's a couple days old because I cook it with similar flavors, and I know what fresh tastes like.
Right.
Like it just came off the smoker. You just, that kiss of smoke on it.
Oh, geez, yeah.
And so that's one thing that I strive for is everything is fresh. I can't grow my own corn, of course, but
Well, no.
and stuff like that. But I cook to. That's why we cook to order. That's why I don't have nothing, sitting there in my fridge for months or weeks.
No, you can't.
Okay, except my leftovers, and I eat that. And then the
Yeah,
kids,
yeah, there you go.
her mom comes down and family comes down and comes and friends come around and grabs it. Oh, you got leftovers? All right, dude. I got it, man.
When your
I got some
leftovers are that good, that says something about the fresh product too.
right. But nothing tastes better when everything's fresh.
Sure.
Just like you go to Burger King and you pay $12 for a damn hamburger, it's not fresh.
No,
Like
that's why I cook at home. I mean, I can't tell you the last time we ate out. But my wife and I both cook. Brian's learning to cook, and he has his signature dish that he makes a wicked shepherd's pie, which is, and we have that about once a month. But so we all cook.
I might have to smoke one of those, see what it tastes like.
So I am winding down. So let's do
Sure.
the essentials. Let's go over the show. Tell me who, what, where, when, why, that whole bit.
All right, so basically, like I said, we're called Paws BBQ. We're local out here, Bullhead. We strive on freshness. We only do catering right now. But give us a call, 928-366-3562. For any kind of quotes or weddings, or we do a lot of weddings and special events. We offer DJ services, of course, with Party Boys Productions, my other business. So if you're getting married and you need a caterer, we'll give you a better deal than just catering alone.
Uh-huh.
We could do large orders and we can do small orders.
Okay. There's a quick question. What's
Sure.
the smallest group? What's the smallest number of people you'll do for an order?
As long as they want, a full brisket, I can do one. Or
Okay.
or like a pulled pork. The average pulled pork, feeds between the 5 and 10 people.
Right.
So if you get a good dinner going, a brisket going, or some pulled pork, have your friends come over, about 5 to 10 people. That's
Okay.
kind of like where we kind of that's the least we can do.
Okay.
And you might have leftovers. Depends on how hungry you people are.
Well, from the sounds of things, leftovers are good.
Leftovers are good. Trust me, ain't nothing wrong with leftovers. But yeah, I mean, it all depends on if you got a bunch of construction worker guys. I mean, you're good
Yeah.
because these guys can eat.
Yeah.
But we don't offer any vegan deals, vegan dishes except salad.
Yeah.
Sorry, we do salad or fruit. That's kind of the most vegan things we do. I'm not sure if our beans are made with a little bit of molasses, smoke those and a little mustard in there, and I'm not sure if mustard's vegan or not.
No, it is completely.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, we don't offer, someone asks us for a vegan. All of our potatoes have milk in it or whipping cream or some kind of
Right.
dairy.
Yeah.
I don't offer any meatless products. I'm sorry, we're barbecue.
Yeah, it's barbecue. What do you expect?
We've gotten shined for not offering meatless products, but I don't know how to grill lettuce or anything like that. I'm sorry, I don't. It's not my wheelhouse.
And I don't eat a lot of meat, and yeah, I'm kind of lost on that stuff too. So
all this new stuff. I don't meatless brisket and meatless pulled pork and meatless this. I'm sorry, I don't do that. If you want meat, if you want a good fresh meat, call us. We'll take care of you. But it just give me a call. Tell me how many people you got. Tell me what you're thinking. But just just keep in mind that people tend to forget that if you order a brisket, we're gonna find you a small brisket, depends on the people, or a large brisket.
Yeah.
Same pulled pork, the smallest they do is one roast.
Mm.
But the thing is, it has to make sense to us too.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to cook you 4 chicken breasts and maybe 2 legs.
Yeah, no.
You know,
Yeah, got to be worth everybody's time. So people can see you starting Friday.
yeah, starting Friday, we'll be on site on Friday. Tasting starts at 5, but you're more than welcome to come down because they're going to have vendors and the beer ground's going to be there. And Kid and Nick, the first people are going to be playing there around 4.
Oh, I love those guys, man. Well, it's just Nick now, but
Yeah.
because
He passed.
yeah, that was kind of a crusher for me when he passed.
Yeah, it was a shocker to everybody, you know. But yeah, they're going to be performing there. I think both days. But yeah, their set starts at 4. I think like 4 to 6, and then they take a break. I think Loki comes on
Oh, okay, Loki, yeah.
for a while, and then they come back on towards the evening.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's $2 a ticket if you want to sample.
Okay.
There's a bunch of other. I'm not 100% sure on how many people are sampling versus competing.
Uh-huh.
But I want to do my best to print out a little paper sign. Hey, we're sampling. You know, last year my banner wasn't there. It was like 40-mile-an-hour winds.
Oh,
It was just miserable last year, but this year it looks pretty pleasant.
well, I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, we're competing in all categories. Chef's choice, I'm still trying to figure that one out, what I want to do, because it's whatever I feel like cooking. But yeah, it should be. It's going to be an event, and if you're a foodie person, if you like barbecue, man, there's going to be people from all types and all different styles of barbecue, because you just can't do Texas barbecue. You got Kansas City barbecue, you got Tennessee barbecue, you got California, you got
Yep.
Tex-Mex. You know, so all different styles, all different ways of life, and all different people, and all different seasonings.
Except no vegan.
Sorry,
Barbecue, smoked tofu just ain't gonna cut it.
no. You know, we are working on some collard greens. I need to learn it first.
Yeah.
Because my buddy, he's from Wyoming. Well, he's actually from Bullhead, but he moved to Wyoming for a job, and he said he's going to teach me how to do some bacon collard greens.
Ooh.
So, like I said, it's all about playing with it, and if it's good, we'll be promoting it. If it ain't no good, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna feed you nothing. I'm not gonna feed my family,
Absolutely.
you know, or myself. And I'm predicted. But yeah, everything else, come down and check us out. You know, like I said, we're local, so we're down to earth. We're not, you know, my head's not in cloud 9. It's more like, you know, I'm kind of in the ghetto still, and I don't think it's good, but people seem to love our stuff. Like, hey, I got another great review. Hey, that good. So I guess I'm doing something right.
Okay,
You know,
drop us your phone number and email one more time, and then I'm going to
Sure.
wrap this up and go find my oxygen.
Sure. It's area code 928-366-35622.
Okay.
Once again, my name is David with Honey Paws BBQ.
Okay.
And you can email us at Honey Paws, PAWS.
Is that all one word?
Yes, all one word.
Okay.
Honey, like, you know, honey.
Yep.
Like you, Paws, Bear Paws, PAWS.
Okay.
Yeah, we just mentioned barbecue at gmail.com.
Cool. All righty. Thank you, David.
Yeah, like I said, Mike, if you come down, I'll hook you up, give you some samples.
If I'm feeling up to getting out that either one of those days, I'll be down. But you know how that goes with me sometimes.
I do. It's always good to see you, my friend.
All right, man. Good talking to you.
Too.
Okay. Bye-bye.